Hello, my name is Gavin from barakashop.coza, and on our website we sell a lot of posters, and today I'm going to show you an easy way how to block mount a poster. So I'm going to explain it step by step, and it's really very easy. I'm not very good at doing stuff myself, but even I could do that. So the first thing that you would do is to get the size of your poster, and then go to your local hardware store and cut a piece of wood exactly the same size as the poster. Right, now you got the piece of wood, and the next step would be to drill a little hole in the back to hang it on the wall. So for that you just want to be quite accurate, so you've got to take your tape measure, measure it across and find the exact center point and just mark that down. And we could do it maybe a few centimeters from the top, let's say 5 centimeters from the top. Then we take our drill, and I've used quite a thick drill bit. This is a number 8 drill bit, and we're going to drill it a little hole on the wood, but you don't want to go straight through the wood, so just be careful not to go all the way through. Right, so there we've got our hole on the back, and that's going to be easy afterwards just to hang it straight on the wall. So the next thing we've got to do is we want to paint the edges, and in this case with this poster got a white edge, and I think it's going to look nice if we painted white around, but you could use other colors as well according to the color of the poster, of course. And I'm going to use acrylic water-based paint because it dries very quickly. And the first thing that you've got to do is to just sand the edges, to sand it around, and just to get the whole surface to be smooth. And also around the edges, just very lightly. You don't want any splinters to be on there, and you just want it to be smooth. And we're going to do it all the way around. And once we've done that, important just to be sure that you get all the dust off just before we apply the paint. So now the next step would be to paint it, and we're going to give it 2 coats. And you'll find that with the first coat it absorbs a lot of the paint, so you definitely would need a second coat. And you need to let it dry for a few minutes in between, and because it's a water-based paint, it dries very quickly, so it will probably take about 10 minutes or 15 minutes to dry. Right, so let's start with that. And we're going to give it a nice coat. And we're going to paint it all around, and then of course, like I've mentioned earlier on, just before you give it the second coat, you've got to take a little bit of sandpaper again and just lightly sand it over to get it smooth again. And then you give the second coat on, and once you've done with that, we're ready for the next step. And I've already prepared another piece of wood where I've painted it all around. So you can see it's all painted right around the edges. So the next thing that you need to do is to get paint that's too thick on the sides here where you're going to stick the poster on. You want to get that off, and you just take a bit of sanding paper again and just be sure that you get all that paint off. Right, and you just get it cleaned. Now the next thing we're going to do is we want to actually stick this poster onto the wood, and for that we need a sprayable adhesive that you can also buy from your hardware store. Shake the bottle well, and we're going to apply it on. We're going to spray it on. I just turn the poster around that I don't damage the surface, and we're going to spray it on. And as you've seen, I've sprayed it on quite liberally. And now the next thing is just to take your poster and put it right onto the wood. And now you've just got to be sure that you get it exactly onto the wood. And I'm going to use a little brush with a sponge. You can just use any piece of sponge, and you're just going to smooth it down to get any air bubbles out of it. And the easy way is to start at the bottom and work your way up all through. And be sure that you apply enough pressure onto it that it would stick properly, and especially around the edges. You don't want it to come loose. And there you have your blocked poster, and it's ready to hang. Quite simple, quite easy, inexpensive, and it looks quite good. And you can have a look on our website, barakashop.koza. We've stocked quite a big selection of posters, and I hope this may have helped you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.